We're going back to Raccoon City on the big screen, farther to the future where replicants are in charge now, into the courtroom for the biggest legal battle in the history of the Looney Tunes. Gotham comes to the new DCU, and Doomsday keeps getting closer. I'm Clint Gage, and I'm at Comic-Con, guys, and this is IGN's Watch List. We are in San Diego for IGN's annual summer camp here at San Diego Comic-Con, and one of the highlights of this week every year are the trailers. Some get dropped in the lead-up, some get dropped out of the panels, but you can always count on seeing something new. So here are the 5 trailers I'm most excited about coming out of Comic-Con. At number 5, let's talk about Resident Evil. Now, I'm on board for just about anything from director Zach Cregger, especially after Barbarian and Weapons. He's one of those directors that I'm just going to show up for. Now, what I love about this trailer, and I'm going to get into the weeds a little about editing here, so apologies for that, but there's something about Cregger's use of transitions. In the trailer, there's this beat where the music is just pounding, and then there's a hard cut to Austin Abrams knocking on the door of the farmhouse at the same tempo. This trailer is full of stuff like that, just these really great little cuts. Now, that's just clever trailer editing for one, but it speaks to something bigger, I think, that he's really good at, which is really connecting scenes and sequences in thoughtful ways. Now, you'll notice if you look for it in movies, there's scenes where the last line of dialogue isn't really final, right? Like there was more to that conversation that got cut. So, a movie that's got really tight and thoughtful transitions means a couple of things. It means the director obviously had a good plan to start with, and it also means the movie didn't get overbaked while they were editing it. All of Cregger's work has that feel, and this trailer does it really well. So now, I'm doubly excited for September 18th when Resident Evil hits theaters. Now, the world of Blade Runner is, of course, one of science fiction's most iconic, so it's exciting to see an addition to that world. Now, Blade Runner 2099 has a season's worth of episodes coming out this November to Amazon Prime, and we got our first look at it here from their panel. It's got all the things you need from a Blade Runner. There's neon. It's dark and rainy and grimy. The characters are wearing cool clothes. There are cars flying past futuristic billboards. So that part they seem to have nailed. The big sci-fi ideas part of the Blade Runner franchise appears to be in good shape as well. It stars Hunter Schafer and Michelle Yeoh, and it picks up 50 years after Blade Runner 2049, if my math is right. But the replicant uprising has apparently gone well if you were, born in a goo sack. Now, what I'm most excited about here is the potential for this series to be a bookend with Ridley Scott's original. That was a movie that changed the way science fiction looks and feels back in the 80s, and this trailer is an early look, but it's looking like a worthy addition. A Coyote vs. Acme will end its long and very weird journey to theaters in August this year, and mark my words, we're all going to be better for it. There was a window where this movie might not have seen the big screen because of some behind-the-scenes drama, but thankfully, the universe has decided we must be living right. So now we all get to see John Cena, Will Forte, and the Looney Tunes that partially raised me every Saturday morning of my childhood in a very funny-looking movie. Now, following a personal injury lawyer representing Wile E. Coyote against Acme, the company responsible for the countless times he's exploded or fallen off a cliff or broken himself by sprinting into a wall that he'd painted on a tunnel, Coyote vs. Acme's trailer is really compelling evidence that they're doing this movie exactly right. The real highlight of this trailer is John Cena shaking down Tweety Bird, who thought he taught something, but Cena doesn't pay Tweety Bird to tink. It's such a smart back and forth that meets a notoriously silly character on their level. And that all makes me believe that the writers and directors of this movie absolutely understand how to get the most out of these tunes. Moving across the Warner Brothers lot, we got a new look at James Gunn's DCU with the first trailer for Clayface from director James Watkins and starring Tom Rhys-Harris. Now, the Batman villain is getting a properly scary origin story. There have been a handful of superhero movies over the years that have claimed to lean into the horror elements, but they've never really gone there fully. But based on the new trailer that dropped this week here at Comic-Con, Clayface seems to be changing that. The way his shape-shifting abilities are shown makes my skin crawl, and the body horror elements of his transformation are legit off-putting, and word is, they used a lot of practical effects to pull it all off, which is a box that's more and more important to check for me these days. Now, the scene with the scissors cutting his eyelids back open in an airplane bathroom during turbulence, I've already relived that in a nightmare, so Clayface is on the list. And finally, at number 1, one of the most anticipated trailers in years dropped on Monday to kick off Comic-Con week. We got our first official look at Avengers Doomsday. The countdown to Doomsday hits 0 in December, but the trailer has been leaked and rumored and AI'd since it played for an audience at CinemaCon back in April. So, getting the real trailer out there and official was honestly a relief. Now, the MCU is enormous, potentially too big for its own good, but seeing all of these characters come together on whatever kind of collision course they've got planned is really something else. Now, the fascinating thing is we've even got Gambit in there, a character who was most famous for not being in a movie until he stole some scenes in Deadpool and Wolverine. Every corner of every universe Marvel has access to is getting a moment here. That's even before we talk about Robert Downey Jr. taking on Dr. Doom. It was just a few years ago, right here at Comic-Con, when he first showed up on stage, ripping off that Doom mask, all of us losing our minds in the process. So it's great that the trailer is dropping again this week. It feels full circle, and it also feels like it's kind of the end of years worth of guessing. For me, the countdown to Doomsday officially started with this trailer dropping. So, those are the 5 trailers I'm most excited to see here in San Diego. Which Comic-Con trailers are you guys most into? Let me know about it in the comments, and stay with us here at IGN for more Comic-Con, and we'll see you next time for more of IGN's Watch List.